Hurricane Irene hit Puerto Rico early last night. Hundreds of thousands of Puerto Ricans are said to be without power. The governor has declared a state of emergency and has sent over 770 residents to local shelters around the area. Irene has increased in strength, size, and is now producing winds well over 100 miles per hour, making this a Category 2 hurricane. The storm is situated just off the coast of the Dominican Republic, headed in a west-northwest direction towards the Bahamas. The storm could be upgraded to a Category 3 hurricane by this time tomorrow.
Hey Mike, this is Jim. Do you see the storm coming up the coast? Yeah, they're calling it Irene now. Why don't you go ahead and print out all your inventories for treated and untreated stock and get those to me, and then share them with Dale and Roger. I'll get them to do the same for you. And then get with your plant. We probably start putting a work crew on through the weekend to start treating up. And Don's got the sales guys coming together, and we'll get out with the customers probably tomorrow. Get out in front of them, start talking to them, and see if we need anything early. All right, thanks Mike. I'll get with the rest of the guys. Let's get your inventory printed out, get that over to Mike, both treated and untreated, and send one to Roger also. And Don, sales guys, are they going to get out in front of everybody?
They've already been out, Jim. We've put out the emergency sheet to everybody. We've been talking to everybody about what their emergency plans are.
I told Byron, go ahead and buy everything. Sign it up. Put our name on it. If it hits Florida, FP&L will be ready, and we got their storm stocks down there, right? South Carolina, SC&G, we okay there?
Yes.
All right. Up here, Rouse says he's already getting calls from TEMA, wanting some preloads, which is good. Only problem, Gary, I'm sure, is starting to sweat bullets about up here. Hey Byron, this is Jim. Hey, on the procurement side for Irene, I would go ahead right now and call all your white pole producers and go ahead, get their inventories, and why don't you just lock it up with them right now? Just tell them, put our name on it, and we'll sit on it for the next week until we see where this storm's going.
Hurricane Irene has been upgraded to a Category 3 hurricane as it moves across the central Bahamas. The wind speeds keep growing at a rapid rate and it's reached as high as 133 miles per hour. The main threat, of course, will be the strong storm surge and the flying debris caused by the high-powered winds. Waves are expected to reach 7 to 11 feet high, which will cause major flooding here on these low-lying islands.
Jeremy said we can get 5 of Orangeburgs right out of the box, and then we can get 2 from Structural, 2 from Blackstone, and what we can do at Cove City, we'll bring Cove City's trucks just to ferry things back and forth from here to Leland if need be. Christina, can you start getting on all the state governors' websites on looking for the state of emergency alert? Hey Don, this is Jim again. I've got everybody contacted, all the plants. Byron's on the call. So did you get all the salespeople up for the call? I'm anticipating probably about 60 trucks in by tomorrow afternoon. Roger, I get this whole area cleaned up a little bit because we're probably going to have somewhere around 15,000 poles in by tomorrow night, and we're don't know which way they're going yet. I would imagine we'll probably be loading around the clock too, so we'll need Chad, and all our lights are working. We checked on there. Roger, cross arms, probably going to have about 3 or 4 flatbeds coming in for cross arms going to New York.
Okay.
And Chris got an order going to Virginia tomorrow.
Thank you for coming.
All right, good deal. Probably from this point, let's schedule the call every day, every afternoon until 3 o'clock until we have landfall. And then we'll probably go back to having it twice a day once we know where it's going.
So I want to go ahead and get the trucks on call. Go ahead and call all your drivers. Let them know that we're going to be on standby until further notice. We've got loads in Leland that are ready to go. So we'll probably send your drivers down from Cove City into Leland and send them straight on up into the New York area in the northeast.
If Georgia gets hit, we probably ought to talk to Atlantic, see if they need help. If Virginia, Delaware, Maryland gets hit, let's call Coppers, see if they need help. Also call the railroad, and they are predicting they will probably shut down rail operations. Not that it's going to matter much to us, but I don't want any cars coming to the plant for the next week. So they got them shut down. We'll have to get some toll money for all the other outside trucks because we don't want to get them held up at the toll booths going up. We'll be working through the weekends. See from there. It always falls on a holiday, doesn't it?
Y'all going to see probably 60 to 70 loads come in for the next 24 hours. We'll be unloading. Part of it will be treated here, part of it will be go to Leland. Travis, Frank, you're going to be seeing several loads of cross arms coming in within the next few hours. So be on the standby to run the weekend, 24 hours if we have to.
As the Category 3 hurricane moves on from the Bahamas, it leaves behind her a path of extensive structural damage. The Bahamas will have plenty to contend with and rebuild after she's gone. The new projected path is the coastline of the United States. With 115-mile-an-hour winds, the coast of North Carolina needs to be prepared for a major storm.
I'm gonna send you to New York with a little cross on. Yeah, well, it'll actually be 3 trucks. 3 trucks, yep. You'll have to probably be there by Thursday afternoon.
With the holiday and everything, we're probably going to need at least 30 of Cox's trucks to get started until we get out of the holiday situation. If this thing makes landfall during the holiday weekend or the week before it, we're going to bring the trucks from Vance first, and then if needed, we'll bring the truck up out of Florida.
Hello, it's Jeremy. Hey, Jim. Yeah, doing good, buddy. Listen, yeah, I've got those trucks ready. Absolutely, yes. We are going to move 15 into the Northeast today. I've called some contract carriers. They're going to cover any shipments that our trucks can't. Yes, sir. You said there are 15 ready in Leland and 5 to pick up in Utahville to take to Leland. I've got those covered through another carrier. They're going to pick up in Utahville and then bring them up into Leland, pick up more loads in Leland, and move into the Northeast.
We'll stage everything at Utahville to see which way this thing's going. And I might need some of your assistance, maybe to make some phone calls to some of your friends in the state to see about the governor's declarations to help with the truck drivers.
On August 27th, Hurricane Irene made its way through Cape Lookout, North Carolina, as it was downgraded to a Category 1 hurricane. It's now on its way to Virginia as it will make its way back out to the Atlantic. It will cross Little Egg Inlet, New Jersey. So once it reaches the Atlantic, Irene is expected to pick up strength. So we'll definitely want to keep an eye on this.
We need 10 to go up tomorrow. We need to shoot through Utahville, grab some material, take it to Leland, grab a treated load from Leland, and take it to somewhere in the Northeast. We may have a pickup before I'm coming back to bring it to Leland. Yeah, I was just calling to get an updated ETA on what time you were going to be in Long Island. Okay, good. Well, that'll let me let the customer know what time you're going to be there and what time you're expected to get back to Leland to pick up another load. I may have you stop off in Kentucky and pick up a load of untreated poles, and then we'll bring you on back and we'll send you up north again with another load. Yes, sir. It looks like we're going to have, for the rest of this week, you're going to be running on storm relief. Great, man. Yeah, I know anything you can do, you do. I appreciate that. Okay, my man. We'll be back in touch with you.
Hurricane Irene has definitely left its impact here as it's made its way across the Caribbean and onto the U.S. coast. Irene made landfall in Punta Santiago, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, Cape Lookout, North Carolina, Little Egg Inlet, New Jersey, and finally New York City. The impact of Hurricane Irene has left the Caribbean an estimated $3 billion in damages, as well as the U.S. more than an estimated $7 billion in damages. Irene left behind her extensive flooding, wind damage, and millions of power outages. Hurricane Irene also took the lives of approximately 55 people here in the United States.
The storm response is not about preparing a plan just for storms. It's about an innate sense of how you do business, and that there's a sense of urgency in making sure the customer comes first, and that you have the capabilities and the resources embedded in your organization to make that possible.